Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. Eagles dominated the Chiefs. Now I'm just going to get straight into that right there. The Eagles dominated the Chiefs in that game. The Eagles beat the Chiefs 40-22 yesterday. Now my score prediction was kind of close a little bit. I remember the night before this game preview, I felt like the Eagles were going to win 33-17. I thought the game was going to be kind of a little blowout, but I didn't think the Eagles would go out there and do that. I remember I mentioned, I think the game will be close. At one point, we're like neck and neck, and then the Eagles have a play. Saquon Barkley break one free and go crazy. I said the score would probably be 33-17 on Saturday on my live stream. But when Sunday came, I did not expect the Chiefs to be Chiefs to be down 40-6 at one point in the game. I'm like, man, they were getting dominated. Mahomes threw a pick six to my boy, Cooper DeJean getting the beginning of pick six. Quinyon Mitchell, it's great to see those guys too as well. I'm gonna get more into those guys too, those rookies, but it's great to see those guys out there perform and people overlook them and stuff. But they played phenomenal football. The defense locked things down. They only sent four. Most of the game, they only sent four people. They only sent four. They was in blitzing, doing a lot of blitzing. They was sending four in. They was getting home every single time and making plays. You know, Milton Williams getting that strip sack from Mahomes, Jalen Carter, all those individuals just getting there after Mahomes. And then eventually you start getting hit too much. You start feeling a little paranoid and getting a little like shaky and like scared and stuff. And Mahomes was kind of like just tossing the ball, do a few picks and stuff as well. And I mentioned it too. I think my uncle called me in the morning that day. He's a Bronco fan. He called me in the morning. He said, "We did the score gonna be?" I said, "I feel like the Eagles." It was my same prediction for Saturday night. I said, "I feel like it'd be 33-17." I said, "Mahomes will throw some picks. He's thrown picks before in the Super Bowl many times." I said, "I think he throw some picks, but I think the game be close, and then the Eagles break free in the second half." I did not expect it to be where the Eagles just go out the gate being up 24-0 at halftime. Like, oh my God. They went out there and dominated. And the stories of the Eagles players is like kind of written there. You know, a lot of those guys had chips on their shoulders. Nick Sirianni, people was trying to call for his job. I remember early in the season, they were like, why he's going back and forth with the fans? He's doing all this stuff and all this crazy things happening. And then you look at Saquon Barkley leaving the Giants. You know, they chose Daniel Jones based over him. You know, paying Daniel Jones, they never really gave Saquon Barkley security. And people said, oh, they paid Saquon Barkley too much. The running back position is devalued. They're not that good. And so as well, you can find a running back easily. And the Eagles paid Saquon Barkley some pretty good money like that. Maybe one of the higher paid running backs, brought him in. You know, people had questions about Jalen Hurts. Saying he's not that good. He was a one-hit wonder season, and mentioning saying that him and AJ Brown chemistry and all the things that was going on. Devontae Smith, you're too small, play receiver, too little, all the things. So all of them had chips on their shoulder because they lost that first Super Bowl, and people kind of berated them the following year. Because remember they went, I think 10-0, and they had that time where they won. They lost 5 of their last 4. Kind of the Steelers did at one time. We went 11-0 and lost like I think 4 of our last 5. I think 5 of our last 4. We lost 4 of our last 5. Yeah, I keep saying it backwards. I think the Eagles did the same thing. And you see what happened with that. And then this season, people was like, I'm out on the Eagles. I'm the Eagles that good of a team. And the Eagles had a chip on their shoulder. So everybody had a chip on their shoulder. They playing. They're not trying to prove people wrong, but to prove themselves right. And they went in there and they kept playing. They played hard. And they got themselves to the Super Bowl again. And this time, they handled business very good. You know, Jalen Hurts, he's very excited about it. But he's cool, calm, collect. He kind of reminded of Kawhi Leonard. He's very cool, calm, collect. And, you know, you've seen that demeanor from him since college. You know, remember he got benched. He got benched at college, remember, for 2 at one time. And most players, we see like different players. It's like a test. That was like a test a little bit from God or something like that. You know, we see different people react differently. Then we see people throw their helmets and go crazy, start cussing the coach out. Jalen Hurts was still giving 2 pointers. He was still locked in as a leader. Of course, you don't want to be benched and stuff, but in that moment right there, that showed you the type of person and type of leader Jalen Hurts was, and that carried and translated well to the NFL. And you see how every year he got better and better, and how people kind of like go around him and say he's a great leader and the way he push and drive his team. And now he's a Super Bowl MVP. And it's a young team too as well. They have all these rookie contracts and the contracts for a lot of their players on their team, and they're gonna be around for a while. They're gonna be around for a long time. And they're gonna be dominating for a long time. So shout out to the Eagles for winning the Super Bowl. Now moving on to the next topic, the Super Bowl halftime show. Very cool performance. Like I mentioned before on the other channel, New Genesis channel, we do a lot of music breakdowns and stuff. But I mentioned many times before, my 2 favorite genres of music is hip hop and rock. And they share a lot of similarities because nowadays they're watered down a lot, but they never was accepted by the masses. You know, either people love hip hop or they hate hip hop. Either people love rock or they hate rock. Because, you know, it's always been about rebellion like that. And as we seen yesterday too, it's like always a rebellious like type of act in a sense. You know, you look at some of the great rock and roll bands like Nirvana, rebellious. You look at Rage Against the Machine, you know, Paramore, Misfits, all those different bands. You look at rap too as well. NWA, very rebellious. And you look at Outkast, you look at Nas, you look at Kendrick Lamar, you look at J. Cole as well, and many other artists too as well. It's always been about that. So some people saying that they like the performance, and then some people saying they love the performance. It's always like that because like they'll never be accepted by the masses like that because they rebel against things. They make people feel uncomfortable when they talk about the things that people need to talk about instead of just falling in line like that. Remember Andre 3000 said in his song, he said, y'all not listening to anything I'm saying, y'all just want to dance like that. That's basically kind of like a double entendre, you know, kind of just saying, hey, just fall in line, just doing what people want you to do. And that's what Kendrick Lamar was portraying yesterday. You know, Samuel Jackson, Uncle Sam, as Uncle Sam was perfect like that, kind of playing his character on the Django a little bit, you know, in the sense of him going out there saying, hey, Kendrick, let's do this right here, you know, play the music. He said, no, this is too loud, this is too reckless, this is too ghetto. He said, go out there and do this right there. Give him some nails like that. He said, you're almost done. Do not mess this up. He said, tell him, tighten up, straighten up, get in line. So basically, like, that's how the world want to view you, keep you in line. And you see that they was dancing and moving around in the game controller. And that could be a semblance to, of course, the game itself. They've been playing the Super Bowl game. And also a game in general. It's like, when you play a game, you use a controller, right? To control people, right? Control characters. And that's kind of what he was trying to get at a little bit. Like, hey, you've been controlled like that. They want you to fall in line. And you see all the dancers wearing the red, white, and blue colors, walking and marching and stuff. And they break out of line and do different things and stuff. A very good imagery in the performance. A very good performance. And he basically was preaching the same message that Fred Hampton be preaching when he was alive before they assassinated him. Basically, hey, it never was about racial war. They have us do these racial wars, they have us do these political wars, do all these different wars of religion and stuff to keep us distracted from the real problem, which is the 1%ers of the world like that. I ain't talking about the rich people who's like a millionaires or the best athletes or the celebrities. I'm talking about like the 1%ers who make like $300 billion or $40 billion who use their money as power to control and manipulate the law. That's what Fred Hampton was teaching people of all races. You know, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. It don't matter what race it was. He was teaching them of all races. They killed him though. He was 23 years old, the same age as me. They killed him. They took him out like that for preaching that positive message. I think Kendrick Lamar was kind of hinting towards that a little bit. He mentioned that many times in his song. Look at all his songs from High Power, which is one of my favorite songs of Kendrick Lamar. I heard that in middle school and I've been locked in ever since. Look at High Power. You look at Savior from the Mr. Morale album. You look at Black of the Berry as well. Look at all different songs like that kind of like portray that. He said, I'm not gonna just stay tight-lipped and like that fall in line. You know, he always been rebellious act. So people saying they don't like the Super Bowl halftime show is just part of nature. Like I mentioned, my favorite two genres, rock and hip hop, share a lot of similarities like that. Never meant to be accepted by the masses. It's always been a rebellious act. And Kendrick Lamar did a good job in showing imagery. I'm not saying I'm gonna fall in line. I'm gonna be doing what I do like that throughout the show. Even though Samuel Jackson character was portraying of like the world trying to stop him from doing this and doing that, to like get in line and stuff. So it's a very good show, very good performance, nice performance. It's one of my favorite ones. I think my favorite one is still Prince. Prince had the best one, I think. Michael Jackson had a great one too. I think Prince, Michael Jackson, and Kendrick Lamar, my favorite 3 Super Bowl halftime show performances. Next year, I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know if it's going to be. I'm trying to see exactly who they can get, because they had Bruno Mars before, but he was a guest. I think he never did one by himself. That'd be cool. Travis Scott, they had him before too, but he was a guest. I think he came out there with Coldplay, right? He came out there with somebody. No, I think he came out there with somebody. It was not Coldplay. I think Coldplay was Beyonce. He came out there with somebody. I forgot, but He was a guest before too. I'm trying to see exactly. I don't know who will be the next year one. Billie Eilish, I heard that name before too as well. That could be one, maybe. It depends on what they want to do. The Killers, I heard that name too. Mr. Brightside, the Super Bowl would be very cool like that. So we'll see exactly what they'll do next year like that. But that was a great performance by Kendrick Lamar. Very good Super Bowl halftime show performance. 10 out of 10 for me. I think it was nice. But let's move on to the next topic. The next topic, the Jets are done with the Rodgers. We've seen that they said the Jets are deciding to move on from Rodgers, and I think everybody would be in agreement upon that. Rodgers has not been that good of a quarterback this year or last year. He hasn't really been that good. Injuries, you know, and everything's been bad. Like when the season first started, of course, him missing out on a lot of the mandatory training camp, which hurt the team chemistry a lot too as well, kind of messed his trajectory up with the Jets. And then also Nathaniel Hackett, he's trying to force him to be an offensive coordinator and all this stuff. He's not a good coach. He's not a good offensive coordinator, not a good head coach, not getting nothing. He's only good because you made him look good, Aaron Rodgers. I think he's not a good at anything like that. So he's trying to force him down people's throats and messing things up. I hope Aaron Glenn does have more control a little bit, because they did what's his name dirty. They did Robert Salah dirty like that. You know, he had the defense booming, but he never wanted to get Aaron Rodgers. He never wanted to bring Nathaniel Hackett in to call his offense. They messed the whole chemistry up. Like, he basically had no power there. So hopefully Aaron Glenn has a little more power and stuff and can do a good job and go out there and get the guys you want instead of them forcing things to happen. But I think Aaron Rodgers' career is not done just yet. I think if he does go somewhere, like people keep saying he should follow the path of the Vikings. I think like kind of Brett Favre did. Remember Brett Favre with the Packers, the Jets, the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers could follow that path. You know, on the Packers, on the Jets, injured as well. And then, you know, play on the Vikings a little bit too. Just don't follow the path of stealing money from people and you'll be good. But just follow the path to just the football path. I think he'd be cool going there with the Vikings. Justin Jefferson is there, Jordan Addison is there, Aaron Jones. We'll see if they bring him back. If not, T.J. Hockenson there, and they got a great coach in Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell is phenomenal. I like his style. People be hating on him sometimes, saying, "How you win Coach of the Year?" Kevin O'Connell's good, man. He's very good like that. The way he know how to like switch the offenses with different people, and we've seen it happen before. Remember, he had different type of quarterbacks. This year, seen it last year with Kirk Cousins and stuff. He found a way to make things happen and put his guys in the best position. I think Aaron Rodgers' best bet is to go there. You have Kevin O'Connell, a mastermind genius on the offensive side. Let him call the plays, let him do his thing. And as long as Aaron Rodgers is locked in, like you gotta lock in, like it's maybe your last chance, your last go around. We know you're a phenomenal quarterback all time. You're one of the best ever. One of the best throwers of the football. Him with Matthew Stafford is a great thrower of football. I say probably Dan Marino as well. Warren Moon, you throw the football too. So those are probably some of the best throwers of the football like you ever seen of all time. Aaron Rodgers is up there in that category. Top 10 quarterback ever. But in this day and age, he can't end his career off like that. Aaron Rodgers, you're too good of a player and too great of a legacy to end your career off like that. So I think he needs to go out there and lock in with the Vikings. If you do go there, that'd be cool. Don't go to the Titans. The Titans, they say the Titans was interested in Aaron Rodgers. I feel like be the same predicament as the Jets. No structure there. Aaron Rodgers can go somewhere where he just can stand there and lock in and actually show up the training camp as well to lock in and get ready. And we can see that real deal Aaron Rodgers. I feel like with the Vikings, his veteran presence there, I think he actually can go out there and make a pretty good run. And it'd be some cool headlines too. Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers. That'd be some cool stuff to see. So hopefully he chooses the Vikings. But let's go on. Let me end it off with my last little segment. Of course, discussing the trade targets of some players. Miles Garrett is an individual who asked for a trade, I think, last week. And you look at Deebo Samuel yesterday, asked for a trade as well. So I think Miles Garrett is probably going to the Lions most likely. The Lions or 49ers, I can see that happening. But I would not be surprised if the Eagles came out and said, hey, let me get Miles Garrett. Let me put something on Miles Garrett and try to bring Miles Garrett in. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened either. So be on the lookout for the Eagles making a move. Because the Eagles are one of those teams, they won a Super Bowl, but they still like one of those teams that look, the way they sound like they're still fiery. They still want to keep this thing going. So we'll see what happens with that. But I know Miles Garrett is not going to be on any AFC team. He's going to be NFC. If he's on the AFC team, they got to give up a lot probably. They got to overhaul the stuff. Maybe 2 first rounders, a second rounder of this year and next year. 2 firsts, 2 seconds. Like they might get something crazy up. And maybe a player because I doubt that the Browns want to trade him within the division, let alone the whole conference as well. So we'll see where he goes. Deebo Samuel, I wouldn't mind him on the Steelers, but it have to be at the right price. Like if you trade off a 4th rounder or something, I would do that like that. But it gotta be the right price. But most likely, I think he'd probably end up somewhere else. Trying to see exactly what would be a good fit for Deebo Samuel. Trying to see. I would say the Rams, but that's within the division because Sean McVay is very good at finding guys and putting them in the right spot, especially rehabilitating careers as well. The Rams, the Packers will be a team too. I think that could utilize that as well. But I don't know. I don't know a lot of teams. Trying to see who else will be interested in that. We'll see what his asking price is. If his asking price too high, they like trying to trade. So you have to send a 1st rounder or a 2nd rounder. Nobody doing that. 3rd rounder maybe, probably. But 4th rounder, they're definitely being busy. Like maybe 2 4ths or a 3rd rounder only like that. We'll see exactly what his asking price is. We know some top free agents still available. They're gonna be heated up in March. I think free agency starts then. T. Higgins, is the top name, probably the best name in free agency. Aaron Jones, another name as well. Nick Chubb, Najee Harris. There's a lot of guys who are free agents. So we're going to see where they end up and where they land. Sam Darnold as well. So we'll see how things kind of shape up. Teams try to build their team back up to get the Super Bowl. Steelers, please, Steelers, please. I haven't seen my team in the Super Bowl since the Black Eyed Peas performed in the halftime show. That was in 2011, Super Bowl 45, here in Dallas. And the last time I seen my Steelers in the Super Bowl, and I was like 10 years old. And now I'm 23. It's been a long time since the Steelers played in the Super Bowl. It's time for us to get back. We need to lock in. We need to spend some money. Stop being cheap. Spend some money. Get some playmakers added to the team. Chris Godwin, Darius Slayton. Add some people to the team. Get some big-time running backs. Spend some money. Spend some money and get back to that level. But that's a story for a different time. I can discuss that probably later this week on my live stream. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.